Terrible football show, all right?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
Come on, Shane. OH.
They're making me cry. On the inside, obviously.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my fucking holiday every damn year.
You could thoroughly kiss my ass.
Fuck you, Shake.
Roll Tide. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah, he's got to go. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
It took Miami 4 overtimes to beat Virginia.
Leave me alone.
4 overtimes.
If you get that right, I will fly you out and take you to a game in Dallas of your fucking choice.
Oh, shit. OH.
Oh, baby, yeah.
Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? It's a terrible football show after all. Welcome to a terrible football show. Season 3, episode 60. We're here with a new intro and an intro video. Shout out to the intro video. That thing is going to continuously change as time goes on. I will continuously add new clips, take out clips, whatever. But I like what we have right now. The boys got a kick out of it. The Michigan background in the intro. I made sure to include that for multiple of reasons. Not only because of that, but because of what I said. It all looped together so perfectly. It was a great little cap off for the intro. I like the new intro. I got Ricky and Jacob here. No Shane. He is currently traveling. But boys, how we doing? How we feeling?
I'm feeling great right now. That intro, man. That made me laugh. It made me start to tear up from laughing so much.
Fuck you, Shane. 4 overtimes.
In the words of Dave Chappelle, doesn't that bring back great memories?
It does. And we're, like I said, we're going to keep on adding. We're going to keep on adding as more great moments come in. Definitely going to continue to add to it over time and take out ones and just. But also, you know, not only shout out to just the intro of it, shout out to the new song. New song's pretty sick. It's by the same company that I used for every show that I do for the song that we had before. All of our starting music, our pick music, Gamesthetic, AniMan Plus, every song I use from the same brand, Inaudio. Shout out to them. Link down in the description below. You can check them out if you also need some music for yourself for literally anything. There are big ass companies that use their music for movie trailers and shit. Like they're in almost the same realm as a 2 Steps from Hell, which gets in a lot of movie trailers. So definitely shout out to Inaudio. You can check them out if you need some music for yourself. But happy about the new audio. Happy to be here for season 3 of this terrible ass show. Who would have thought? Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. That's for sure. But yeah, we are here, and it's perfect time to do the show because it's the official kickoff for this NFL season. Today is the official day the NFL season begins in their world. Obviously, we've had the tampering period for free agency, but 4 o'clock today, the new season officially began in their eyes. And we've already had a lot of stuff happen over the past few days. We got a lot of shit to talk about, obviously. My Chicago Bears have been a little busy. We're going to be chatting about that. Aaron Rodgers today dropping some bombshells in the Pat McAfee show. Definitely shout out to that. You boys got some news in your Dallas Cowboys world. We'll touch on that, of course. And a lot of other moves around the NFL, man. If you're watching live alongside us, we appreciate the hell of you. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, whatever. If you're watching after the fact, we appreciate you. If you're listening to it after the fact, we appreciate you. And also, I haven't actually told you boys this yet. This is going to be a complete oh shit, really? That happened? I want to give a very, 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 very special shout out to the people over at Bet Stamps. They reached out to me recently for a paid partnership. We had a phenomenal conversation, but Arkansas is kind of, they don't really do us any favors. You know what I mean? So the paid partnership, we cannot move forward with it at this time, just due to Arkansas's current sports betting setup they've got. Hopefully in the future we can work together again. Like I said, we had a very wonderful conversation. I had a wonderful conversation with the people over at Bet Stamps. So I hope our paths can cross again in the future. They definitely listen to this show, so I wanted to give a special shout out to them. I gave them a shout out on Gamesthetic a couple weeks ago, but obviously ATFS was on a break last week when I got the email from them. So just a very special shout out to the folks over at Bet Stamps. We appreciate the hell out of you for listening to the show and reaching out for that potential paid partnership. Again, hopefully our paths can cross again whenever Arkansas gets their head out of their ass. Unfortunate. It is what it is, though. Hey, you know what? Couldn't get the deal done. All right, it is what it is. But here's the thing to take away. Boys, kickoff for season 3. We got reached out for a paid partnership. ATFS is growing, baby. Like, let's get it. Like that. Yeah, let's go. Like, that's what's up.
So, I mean, that's a win. That's a win-win situation. You get it, you win. You don't get it, you win because somebody's actually listening to it.
Exactly. Let's go. Yeah.
Close to famous-ism, boys.
Let's get it, man. And of course,
should, because you look at Jacob's board right now. He's got a lot of great predictions that have already happened right now. I mean, come on, people. What they need to do is they need to replace what's one of those talk shows on ESPN. They need to replace us with First Take. We'll take First Take spot in the morning on ESPN.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Stephen A. Smith can come on here with all his big words that aren't even in the dictionary. That's what we can do.
Oh man, so facts. Let's put a terrible football show on ESPN. Let's put that trash can up for the world to see, baby. Shout out to the jerseys as well. Shout out to our partners with Agent Inc. That is obviously an incredible partnership. Ricky's scrambling. He's looking. He doesn't know where it's at. But shout out to Agent Inc. That's an incredible partnership, and they're continuing to grow more and more. They're actually starting to do some giveaways here in the near future. I don't know if we'll be eligible for the giveaways at this time. We're still on the smaller scale compared to some of their other partners. Totally understandable. But Agent Inc.'s continuing to grow in size. So for the fact they've reached a point where now they can reach out to all their partners and do giveaways with their communities, that's awesome. So shout out to Agent Inc. I love working with these guys. I love just being in the Discord server with them. It's constant positivity across the board, and it's super sweet. And, of course, check out some Rogue Energy. Use our referral link down below. And get one of the new hydration flavors, the strawberry bubblegum, which blew me away how good it is. And then the rainbow candy, which I know John just got recently, so I'm looking forward to trying that one too. But that's all. Oh, join the Discord. You can come chat with us. Of course, here at ATFS, we do pull people up for calls, just making sure there's no one in there now. No, we're good. But yeah, join the Discord. You can come chat with us anytime, and we'd appreciate that for sure. All right, boys. Where do we want to start with things? We got a lot to take in. A lot to talk about. We missed a week. Took our break. We're back for season 3. We're going to go strong. It's going to be awesome. Where do we want to start with things? Where's the starting point?
So with all due respect to a terrible football show, my favorite time of the year is right now. Not only is it the start of the new NFL season, but tomorrow is the start of the NCAA tournament. I know it's a terrible football show, but if you want to join, Alex, you joined.
I did.
Anybody can join. Nooner Forest Show 2023 on ESPN. Just do a friendly bracket challenge. We're not popular enough to give anything away yet, but I will say
$25
this much, Alex,
gift card.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Matt, you might want to start watching a little bit more basketball. Miami's a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament for the men. For the women, you have Hawaii, who made it as a 14th seed, but too bad they're going to get beat by LSU in the first round. And Jacob, you will be amazed at what I have done with the women's bracket. I couldn't believe it myself. I couldn't believe it myself, and I might end up. It hurts for me to say this. Ooh. I have Ohio State women going to the Final Four.
Ooh.
But I have them losing in the championship game because that left side of the bracket is just way too hard for them to be able to overcome.
Losing to who?
South Carolina or Iowa.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
That's fair.
Hey, they're in the. But I got them in the finals, man. I got them in the championship, man. So I mean, I was just shocked as you were. I was just as shocked as you were. But I am ready for football season. Let's start anywhere with football. Let's talk some football, boys.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and lead off the charge then. Got a big conversation here. That I've been gearing up for here for a little bit. Shout out to the Chicago Bears, man, making some moves. All right, so. As you guys know, and anyone listening to this show know, I've been very, at arm's length when it comes to Ryan Poles in this current regime. I have. I've been hurt too many fucking times, okay? I've been at arm's length. It's just like, all right, You know, you did some things last year that I really liked. I loved the Khalil Mack trade. I did. I was all for that. The Roquan Smith trade, I'm here for it. That's fine. I'm fine. Last offseason, free agent signings, kind of missed on a lot of them. Gonna be real. Draft, Jaquan Brisker, phenomenal. Loved that. Kyler Gordon, like it. We'll see how it goes. Obviously had some other. Braxton Jones, he's from Ohio State, right? Yeah, shout out to him. He played phenomenal as a 5th-round rookie. Shout out to him. Volus Jones, obviously, he didn't do too hot. There's been a lot. It's been a bumpy road so far, is what I'm getting at. There's been a lot of good and a lot of You know, this was the moment where I was like, I've been at arm's length so far. This is the moment where I'm ready to embrace. I'm ready to embrace King Poles, baby, because he's making so many phenomenal moves. The trade with Carolina, I love it. I said for a while, while I was in the boat that I thought it would be Indy, for strictly the reason that Chris Ballard was the GM and he's on the hot seat, I feel like he would have given up the farm to move up to 1. I have said for a while to watch for Carolina as 1. I've said for a while I thought Atlanta and Vegas were ones to watch for, but Carolina's been on my watch list for a while, and even when I was doing some early mocks that never came out to see the light of day, you know, I did have some trades going on where I thought DJ or Brian Burns would be the guy involved with that trade to make that move happen. So the Bears getting DJ Moore here plus 2 firsts and 2 seconds. I love it. I think this is a phenomenal move across the board. It gives the Bears a true number 1 receiver. I'm absolutely a massive fan of that, and I'm here for it. It's going to open things up more. Free agency, we've made a lot of good moves. Unfortunately, we've missed on some guys that we were trying to get. Mike McGlinchey, that one kind of hurt a little bit. I know we were gunning for him. He signs with Denver, but I love Tremaine Edwards. Love that signing. I love the TJ Edwards. Love that one. You know, we signed, I can't remember his name, but the guard from Tennessee. Love that one too. You know, we've been making some moves that I'm a big fan of in this free agency. We signed another defensive lineman as well. Big fan of that one. And we're not done. To my understanding, right now we're going all in on trying to get Darius Slay, which I'm all for. Bring Slay up to Chicago, baby. I'm here for it. And at this point with that 9th overall pick, number 1, won't shock me if the Bears trade back again. But number 2, I think we're going to go O-lineman at that spot. I'm thinking it's going to be Broderick Jones or Paris Johnson. But hey, I'm gonna say this right now. I'll be real with you boys. If we want to trade back a little bit further and maybe pick up Paris Johnson's opposite up there in Ohio State, Jones. What's his first name? I forgot. Come on, Jacob.
Jackson Nick Jigba or something like
that?
that?
No. I'm talking about O-lineman.
Okay.
Can't remember his name. Jones. He's the other offensive tackle up in Ohio State. Man, he put on a show at the combine. He's one of my favorite tackles right now in this draft.
DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan, thank you. Yeah. I'd be fine with us trading back a little bit further and getting him. But hey, Broderick Jones, Paris Johnson, I'm fine with both those guys too. But hey, we want to trade back a little bit more. DeJuan Jones, I'm here for it, man. He put on a show at the combine. He threw a man 15 yards. Not really, but you know what I mean. But no, man, Bears all in right now. Big boy, he was a stud at the combine. Yes, Steve saw it. Steve also threw out King Henry going to Chicago. I will say, I did work up one mock where Tennessee traded up to the 1st overall pick and we got Derrick Henry out of it. Because I thought Tennessee was a possibility to get that 1 pick to jump above Houston and Indianapolis. Obviously didn't play out that way. But, David Montgomery, we let him walk. He's now a Detroit line. I saw a lot of Bears fans upset about that, and I can understand why, in division, whatever. But at the same time, like, hey, you can't hate the Lions. I don't care who you are. You just can't. They've been garbage for so long. Like, there's nothing to hate about them. Like, you hate that they're bad? I don't know.
Time out. Then how come you hate the Arkansas Razorbacks? They've been trash forever, too.
I have my hatred for a lot of different reasons.
I'm just saying. You can't say you can't hate somebody because they've been trash. Arkansas's been trash for years. You hate them.
No, I hate the fans. All right, I've said that numerous times. I hate the fans. You're cool. Shane's cool because you guys are realists. All right. Most of the people I don't meet are not realists, and that's why I hate them.
That's okay. Okay. See, you explained yourself a little
Yes.
bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you
I,
go.
I, I
You got
understand that.
you
Okay.
guys are the like look, Ricky, I'll be real with you. I told Tyler this once upon a time. I joked with Tyler, I'm like, man, whenever Ricky came on, if he was gonna be one of those non-realist Arkansas fans, he'd be dead to me. So I'm glad you're a realist. Thank God, because I can't stand the non-real. And let me stress this. That goes for any fandom. I mean, I encounter that with almost every fandom where they're just completely unrealistic. But living here, obviously, though, that's the fandom I experience the most. You know what I mean? If I lived, wherever, if I lived, I'm trying to think of a random team that always has high expectations and never fails to. Honestly, be real. If I lived in Miami, and I might grow to hate Miami, to be honest, because there's a lot of unrealistic fans with Miami. I'll be very honest. There are. I'm Miami fan, but I'm not stupid. There's a lot of unrealistic fans with that freaking fandom. But bottom line, though, the Bears making big moves right now. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we do. Darius Slay would be a huge pickup. Boys, what do you think about the trade? You think this was a complete steal? And what do you think about what the Panthers are going to do with that first pick? Because there's so many rumors right now. There's talks they could even trade back if they like multiple guys and try to recoup something like a draft. I've heard the owner wants Bryce. I've heard Frank wants CJ. Now I've heard Frank likes Anthony. How do you guys think about the trade and what the Bears are up to and what Carolina's going to do with one?
I think Carolina screwed themselves over, to be honest. I think they gave away way too much. I think specifically giving away DJ Moore was the worst thing they could possibly do. Granted, I understand they're trying to go out and get their franchise quarterback, and to get a franchise quarterback, you got to give up a lot of real estate. But man, I think that was just a really one-sided deal. Really one-sided deal. But hey, who knows? If they swing and hit with CJ or Bryce or God forbid Anthony Richardson, more power to them, but only time will tell if this trade was actually beneficial for the Panthers going forward.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think trading away DJ Moore was actually smart for Carolina. I believe his contract is coming up very, very soon. And that's going to be a lot of cap money that you can use to build your future with. So in some ways, I understand, because Carolina is not what you would consider a huge market when it comes to the NFL. So in terms of letting DJ Moore go, I completely understand. It was completely smart for Chicago. Chicago definitely won the trade overall, I believe. And yes, Alex, in my personal opinion, I'm starting to wonder if they're even going to draft in the first round to begin with, because I think they're going to end up trading down again. If they do trade down again, maybe they get a late first round pick, maybe not. But I think in the long run, Chicago is looking more to build their future rather than they are building now. I think free agency is going to determine what you're actually going to actually do for this next season. But like right now, I understand why they let go of David Montgomery. It's the same reason why Carolina basically let go of DJ Moore. David Montgomery was probably going to want to reset the running back market with the money, which I totally understand why he would want that. But like right now, you look at the free agency market right now. Miles Sanders, of course, Miles Sanders is probably going to cost a pretty penny, but Miles Sanders is out there. What's his name is still out there. Derrick Henry is still out there. Yes, they're going to cost a pretty penny as well, but at the same time, if I think you use your free agency money to whatever you have in free agency now, you use to build now and win now, which they could possibly very well be the second best team in the division if they go the right route by using that money. If they completely blow it, Alex, I don't know what to tell you. If they completely blow this, there's no way that you blow that much amount of money and completely screw up next season. I don't see how anybody could do that unless you're the Dallas Cowboys.
Two things. One, just for any listeners that are like listening to audio form or anything, just so there's no confusion. Whenever he said Henry is available, he means via trade, because Henry still is under contract. So
Correct.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify that for anyone listening. It's like, wait, Derrick Henry's a free agent? Oh, what? No. And I was talking to my buddy Brady about this recently. Me and Brady, we go way back. He knows everything I've been through with the Bears. We go way back. I'm talking first grade, way back. All right. And I was talking to him recently. And man, I'll be honest with you, I never thought these words would ever come out of my mouth. But if somehow we look back at everything with this offseason, we look back on it, 3 or 4 years from now, and everything was a complete bust, everything was wasted, everything failed, I'm going to be honest, that might be my line. I never thought those words would ever come out of my mouth. But like, you are in the most prime situation possible to turn a franchise around. Not immediately. I get it. I'm not expecting a Super Bowl this year. I'm not. I'm expecting us to be competitive, but not a super. I'm a realist. I get it. But like, if we squandered over $120 million at one point in cap space, the number one overall pick, when you got your franchise guy, if you squander all of that a few years from now, that might be my line. I might have to retire as a Bears fan. I'll always support the Bears no matter what, simply because of the connection I have with them, with my mother, who's no longer with us. But hey, Duval, I may be coming to you full time. Like, I don't know if they're kind of a dumpster fire in a way too. But I mean, like, it's Ricky. I'm just throwing this in there to your point of what you're saying. You can't fuck this up. Like, that's my mindset. The Bears cannot fuck this up. Like, you've already fucked up so much. And I know there's people listening, oh, well, you're not a true fan. Man, I've been through a lot of shit, okay? I've been through a lot of shit like a lot of people have. And, like, this is the most prime situation for any franchise I've seen in my football life to turn a franchise around. You know what I mean? Out of all these franchise turnarounds that we got to witness, let's say, over the last 15 years, challenge me right now and try to give me a team that's had a better situation than the Bears have right now. Because I don't think you can give me one. The Bears are the top. In terms of like the golden egg that they were given, to turn everything around. If they fuck it up, like they always fuck something up, man. But, I will say I have a lot of faith that will not happen, because it all does start at the top. Jacob, I know you have some kind of meh opinions on him, but, I do think it starts with the fact Ted Phillips is out and that Kevin Warren guy's in. It does start there. Ted Phillips, since he's taken over, the Bears have been terrible up front have been complete garbage. So I think getting a football guy in there, but no, I mean, Jacob, Ricky, you're so right. They just can't fuck it up. They can't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, you got so much on your plate where you can just fucking run away with it. And it's a nervous time. But I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling good about where the team's at. I will say, in terms of the trade back thing, I saw a lot of people even still chatting about, at that 9th pick, even though we got DJ, still draft Jackson. I've seen a lot of chat about that, because he's got that connection with Fields and stuff. But I've also seen a lot of people saying it's like, nah, they're not going to do that, because like that pick they got from Carolina, which will probably be a top 5 pick, they'll use that on Marvin Harrison Jr. next year. And I'm like, well, that's also a good point.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be an electric wide receiver, better than any wide receiver in this draft class this year.
Yeah. So, like, hey, like, I like Jackson a lot, honestly, but, I'll pass on Jackson for the potential to get Marvin next year with Carolina's, first. That will probably be a top 5 first. I'm cool with that. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. alongside.
There's going to be a lot of people fighting for him, though, next year. I will say that.
I know. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays down. But that's enough Bears chat, unless you guys got something else throwing. I don't want to I try not to take up the show with our favorite teams. You know what I mean? Like, I try to spread out the love. So you guys got anything else you want to chime into when it comes to the Bears?
I got a spicy prediction for you.
Ooh, let's hear it.
And I think it might put a smile on your face.
Let's hear it. I'm here for a smile.
Because as of right now, this is where my mind already is with the Bears. And it can only go up further. My opinion can only be gained. You guys are making a wild card next year.
Ooh, I do think that's possible. I think we're going to be competitive enough to make a wild card. I do think that's possible. I'm with you.
I think that the Vikings have the best chance to win your guys' division, but as far as wild card goes, within your division, you just have to fight the Lions.
Are you giving the Packers no shot?
I'm giving the Packers absolutely zero chance to win that division next year.
All right, let's segue into that, because that'd be the next big thing we need to hit on. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, everything that was bombed on us today with the Pat McAfee show. So Packers, no shot. Ricky, you're about to chime in. What do you got involved in that?
It's just the Detroit Lions. It's just the Detroit Lions.
I'm saying within that division. Within the division, Minnesota,
yeah.
I can almost guarantee you.
Yeah, he just means just the North.
It's going to be a tightly contested second place.
I don't think Minnesota's going to win the division next year. But anyways,
you got the Lions.
Do what now?
You got the Lions.
Yes.
Brand new Lions.
Yes, I've got the lines. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Of course, after free agency's over with, we'll have to see the roster beefs and
Plus the
everything like that.
draft too. The Lions got 2 first-round picks, including one in the top 10. So shout out to that.
So yeah, I want to see what they do with that first, because like I said, it just I mean, if they fall flat after this coming year, that's definitely going to be a very disappointing year. So Aaron Rodgers, I don't know where to begin. So let me get this straight. The New York Jets are basically begging him to come to New York, and now he's basically giving them a list of demands. And it's not just a list of demands. He is wanting old ass players to come with him to a team who has great quality young players that are going to surround him, way more talented than what he had in Green Bay. He is literally, I don't understand this. I understand he's good friends with Randall Cobb. I get that. I understand that. And I'm okay with Lazard coming. I'm more than okay with Lazard coming. What's the tight end he's wanting?
Mercedes Lewis.
Lewis. Why?
Now he did say the list thing is bullshit. He did say that.
I hope so.
Yeah,
'cause
which
you're giving them unrealistic expectations, and I understand Odell Beckham.
I understand. Honestly, if we're gonna be real, I kind of understand all 4 to a point. You know what I mean? Like, for Randall and Mercedes, like he's not gonna, be a huge contributor on the field outside of like the blocking game, but like that locker room presence, that one I do see as a big deal. I get it to a point, but Lazard and Odell, that makes sense no matter what. But he did say on the show today that was bullshit. Like he did up front. And I know it's one of those things is like how much can you believe and how much can you can't believe? Well, it was actually funny. Like a couple things that he said in the show was then turned around and proved to be true. Like whenever he, mentioned how Schefter got his number somehow, and all he told Adam Schefter in a text was, "Lose my number, nice try though." Adam Schefter put that up on Twitter. He screenshotted the convo and said, "Well, confirming Aaron's report here. That is what he said to me." So there's a lot of things in that conversation today where it's like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and believe, I'll give him benefit of the doubt and I'll believe at, X, Y, and Z. But he did say the list was bullshit. But how much is it really? I don't know. It's also a thing of like with Nathaniel Hackett as OC, it's a thing where it's like for a couple of those guys, like, he knows them. He knows they work with him and stuff and work with the system. So I could see where some of it makes sense. And with Odell, I mean, like we're just about to talk about, who wouldn't want Odell, Odell's a great player. I can get that one.
And you're also taking risk on a player that wants $20 million a year, and he just had two knee surgeries last year. That's again, it's another huge risk because you're already going to have to pay Aaron Rodgers $60 million a year. You're not getting out of that. I mean, that's going to be the one guaranteed thing you cannot get out of is a $60 million contract. But either way, it's like it's still. How do I explain this? He's not answering the question. He's saying that he wants to play for the Jets. He's not saying he's going to the Jets. So I mean, that was the clear thing. He's not giving a clear answer, and everybody wants a clear answer. I'm so sick and tired of this crap. It's not even funny because every time I turn on ESPN, they're talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's won 1 Super Bowl, people. He has won 1 Super Bowl. He did not make the playoffs last year. He had career low numbers last year. He's 39 years old. The last 2 times he's had home field advantage in the playoffs, he's completely blown it. He's not a postseason guy. At best, this is going to provide money and revenue for the New York Jets franchise. That's all this is, people. And I'm going to tell you something right now, New York Jet fans. If you think you're winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, I want what you're smoking.
Steve's chiming in chat too. He says ring or bust, and with the 1 Super Bowl that you mentioned, Steve made sure to remind you that that's one more than your Cowboys in the last 15 years.
Hey. Listen here,
We still
man.
have 5.
That's true.
Exactly. We still have 4 more than Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah, well, more than Aaron Rodgers, yes. And also, when it comes to the Jets thing, one thing that he did on the show today is that he really threw the Packers under the bus with this. is that he made it very clear, that he wants to play for the Jets. He's made that clear to the organization on Friday, and now it's up to the two organizations to get the deal done, the trade. That's what it's coming down to. And based on like reports and sources, apparently the problem is it is Green Bay right now of what the compensation they're trying to get. That's the holdup at this moment. Aaron claims that the decision was set in stone Friday with both organizations that, yes, I want to be traded to the Jets, and now it's just the two organizations are trying to figure out the trade itself.
And in my opinion, then if that's the case, it sounds like it's New York Jets or retire.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's just the bottom line.
I mean, he made it clear today that he's ready to go. He's ready to play. And right now it's just trying to get to the Jets. The deal's got to get done because apparently at one point, the Packers wanted multiple 2 first-round picks for it. They're backing off that now, and even Aaron kind of joked about it on the show today, where he's just like, the Packers are kind of digging in their heels about what they want for me, but they're backing off some. So today the whole conversation was a very interesting one because it was a lot of love and respect for the organization as well as burying the fucking organization at the same time. It was a really fascinating listen.
And if that's the case, it's his own dumbass fault for staying with them so long.
Yes, I mean basically. Jacob, what's your thoughts on this whole thing?
Few things. One, this is a very unorthodox way to go about this. This is crazy how this is all playing out, but it makes sense from a publicity standpoint. This is garnering so much publicity, not only for Aaron Rodgers, but for the Jets and for the Packers. So this works for everybody. Publicity equals money. As far as Aaron Rodgers being not a playoff quarterback, I will say, Ricky, even though you guys know my opinion on Aaron Rodgers, every time that man makes the playoffs, he knocks the Cowboys out of the playoffs.
Hey, in the last 25 years, that's not. Let me make sure I'm doing my math correctly. In the last 25 years, it's not saying much, my man.
I mean, I'm just speaking from strictly a fan's perspective.
So basically, what you're saying is he breaks our heart. Is basically what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. That's part of the reason why I don't like the guy. No, but see, here's the problem that I have with him going to the Jets, though, is the Jets are already starting to, you see them releasing the young, talented players, and it all started with the wide receiver Braxton Berrios. They're releasing these young, talented players so they can make room for hopefully getting Aaron Rodgers and Allen Lazard. I'm okay with them getting Allen Lazard because I think he still has a few more years left in him. He's definitely no Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb, I think, is done as far as being a good wide receiver in the NFL. The Odell thing, Odell just had that camp where he invited a bunch of teams to come watch him train and practice, and 85% of the teams that attended that camp had a positive review to say afterwards from that camp. So Odell is back and he's ready to go for this coming season. Will he get injured? Will his legs keep up with them? Who knows? But as of right now, Odell is ready to go. If the Jets can get Odell, pair him with Aaron Rodgers, it'll be a nasty team. It's going to be a very, very nasty team. Will they win a Super Bowl? I don't know. Because the AFC just has a lot of talent in it. It just has a lot of talent. All the talent went from the NFC and they just all moved to the AFC within the last 5 years. And it's dumb. The NFC is like a child's game at this point.
Also, shout out, I saw the news from like 5 minutes ago. Jamal Williams has now signed with a 3-year deal to the New Orleans Saints. So shout out to that, especially with all the trouble that the Saints are looking like they're going to have with Alvin Kamara. All right, that's a good signing. In
let
my
him
opinion.
go.
Yeah, I would let Alvin go. That's done to me. That's beyond done to me. No, Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, man. Where do they fall in that division, you think? I wouldn't say first. I would still give that to Buffalo as of now. But where do they fall in that division? Is the Patriots the worst team in that division? Because to me, they are.
Probably. But also, you also have to remember, as good as Miami is, even with some of the signings that they've had, is Tua going to stay healthy?
That's the big question.
That's the big question, because if Tua doesn't stay healthy,
They
you
got
saw
Mike
what
White.
they did without Tua.
They got Mike White now. They're fine.
They have who?
Mike White.
Okay.
Yeah, that Jets quarterback who would light things up randomly.
Go get Gardner Minshew.
Oh yeah, let's get it, man. Gardner down to Miami. They're going to the Super Bowl. Look what Philly did. They went to a Super Bowl.
Gardner's with the Commanders, I thought now, right?
No, he's still with Philly.
Still Philly.
Jacoby Brissett just signed with the Commanders. And your boy Taylor Heineke signed with the Falcons. Shout out to that.
Yep.
No, Gardner's still an Eagle as of now. I know a couple games that he played last year. He didn't put on the best showing, but yeah, he is still an Eagle at the moment. But yeah, with Aaron Rodgers led Jets, one thing to also think about is Zach Wilson in this whole thing. Like it just, obviously they're not getting rid of him, but him just getting regular. It's like they're going to give him the chance to learn behind one of the greatest of all time, but it's like how much he's going to actually learn. Now apparently he did grow up idolizing Aaron Rodgers. Shout out to that. So that comment he made months ago where he was asked about, the Jets potentially bringing in a veteran QB. He's like, I'm gonna make that guy's life hell every day at practice. I don't know if you're gonna make Aaron Rodgers' life hell at practice. I'll be honest, kid. You need to calm down. You're looking like a massive bust to the same extent of like a Jamarcus Russell. So you need to slow down. What's up?
I have a comment on that. If Aaron Rodgers shows up to practice,
That's true. But Zach, we'll see how much Zach Wilson can even benefit from this, because I thought Zach Wilson was a bust from the moment that all of his draft hype even started. I didn't see the hype. He was just that one random overblown fucking QB that happens every fucking year. And we've seen what's happened out of it. So I don't know how much he's going to actually learn there, but I think the Jets with that team, they have a top 5 defense. They have the offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, pretty solid offensive line. Maybe we'll see how Mekhi Becton will do. He's kind of been up and down since his rookie year, but I think the Jets could be the second place team in that division.
Am I crazy? I'm going back and forth in my head right now since you asked the question on the ranking for the AFC East. Am I crazy to think that if everything plays out correctly for the Jets, that the Jets have a great opportunity to win that division?
I don't think so.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I don't think you're crazy.
I might be crazy in saying that I think the Miami Dolphins might be the worst team in that division currently.
Really?
Possibly. Very possibly on that. Like I said, it depends on Tua. We don't know how healthy he is, and even if he does come back, we don't know if he's going to be the same quarterback.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this out there right now. It would not shock me if even Buffalo was in contention for worst team in that division. Not as like a bad team, but just like they do have a lot of holes they need to fill in this free agency and stuff. And they haven't really filled it as of so far. They re-signed Poyer, definitely big W on that one. But I feel like they've got some big holes to fill this offseason to kind of take it to the next level. But then again, while you've got Josh Allen, you're always going to be competitive. You know what I mean? But as Tyler talked about once upon a time when he was on for I think ATFS 50, it's just like the Bills are going to be the Bills, and they're going to lose dumb games they shouldn't lose, and that's just the truth. I mean, we've seen that the past 2 seasons. Even in Urban Meyer's fucking tenure, they lost to the Jaguars. I mean, like, God bless Josh Allen beating Josh Allen. Like the Jaguar. I mean, the Bills, they just lose games they should not lose for the dumbest fucking reasons. They just don't show up a day. So I mean, let's assume this. Let's assume everything goes according to plan with the Jets, which I'm going to assume it is. All it comes down to is the Jets and Packers finishing the deal, and I think they're going to finish it. Okay, let's assume everything goes according to plan. Let's assume Tua will somehow stay healthy. I don't think he will. In a 17-game season, he will miss some games. But let's assume he stays mostly healthy, right? Jets and Dolphins will be the ones competing in that division, not Buffalo, not New England. That's
And
my
I think,
personal take.
and
I
I,
am.
and I think, oh,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, and I think with Buffalo, when you've been on this brink for so long, you are like right here, ready to just break the
Yep.
ice and just take over the entire AFC, and you can't get it done. Eventually, that wears off on an organization and it wears off on the players. Just look at the Indianapolis Colts,
Yep.
the most talented. You go up and down that roster. The Indianapolis Colts. We said it last year on how much talent they had, but I told you last year they were going to fall, and they fell flat on their
Yeah, they
face, and
did.
it was bad.
And after one season, they let Matt Ryan go.
His career is probably done. His career is probably over, which is kind of bittersweet for me. I'll be real. 2008 draft was the first draft I really dialed it in, and the first one I ever really watched. And it was also because while I hate them today, I loved Darren McFadden. I loved Felix Jones. Right, that was what really helped me get into football was those guys. So the 2008 draft was the first one that I really dialed it in and paid attention to the draft. So watching Matt Ryan's career from then to now, it's been a trip. So it's kind of bittersweet to see his career come to a close for me.
I will say, going back to Buffalo, I did say, and I will hammer this down. It's still my opinion, and it will be my opinion until they prove me wrong. I think I said this a couple weeks before the Super Bowl happened. Josh Allen will never win a Super Bowl in Buffalo.
Yeah, you did predict that.
Ever. Yeah, that organization just is not and probably will never be ripe to win a Super Bowl. It's unfortunate, but it's just how it is.
Bills Mafia doesn't deserve that, but you're right. You're 100% right. Also, shout out to the fact that the overrated Jalen Ramsey got traded for a bag of balls. Like, what was it? A random tight end and like a 4th round pick? Like, was that the trade, I think?
Yep, yeah.
I mean, that's a bag of balls at this point.
It's like semi-pro, man. I got traded for a washing machine.
That's basically what it is. And I guess shout out to Miami on that. Jalen, I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to dispute. I'm never going to dispute the fact that he's a good player. But I will always dispute the fact that he's the best corner in the NFL. I don't see it. I mean, I think he's overrated as shit. He gets blown in coverage so many times. If it wasn't for the fucking Bengals offensive line, the Bengals would have won that Super Bowl, and it would have been Jalen Ramsey's fault. Like, up front, it would have been Jalen Ramsey's fault that they lost that Super Bowl because of how horribly he got blown in coverage. Like, Aaron Donald saved his fucking life. Like, up front.
Two things. One, shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for signing their future franchise quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
I was gonna bring that up. Are we actually excited for this? Like, how we feel?
I am.
I'm pumped for it. Honestly, I really am.
Never a fan of Baker in college, especially
you have your
he
reasons.
stamped the flag.
Yeah,
but I've always been a person who has wanted Baker to succeed because I think he's been given the shit end of every single deal he's had. Unfortunately, like Cleveland and Carolina.
Breaking news: 30 seconds ago, Miles Sanders is heading to Carolina.
Wow, I did not expect that.
Didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. It was breaking news.
Forget everything I said about Carolina and giving away DJ Moore. You stupid idiots. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, forget everything I said at the beginning of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Forget everything I said. Carolina's not building the future. They're just going to crush it to the damn ground. That's all they're doing. Oh, my gosh. What? That doesn't make any sense.
They're a poverty franchise, so they're also going to draft Anthony Richardson.
Oh, God have mercy on my. I tell you what, you you'd be better off going to get Zach Wilson than drafting Anthony Richardson for crying out loud.
Oh.
Zach Wilson is basically the same thing. He's just unathletic. He's an unathletic Anthony Richardson.
Accurate, actually.
I'm quoting a lot of people after the scouting combine. Anthony Richardson is a more athletic. Shit.
Cam Newton, I know was one name mentioned.
I think the Miles Sanders thing got to you more than it did me, man.
Yeah, that's just like I'm baffled at that. But Jalen Hurts, and as far as the consensus goes, Anthony Richardson is a more athletic version of Jalen Hurts, which is crazy to think because Jalen Hurts is running the NFC East right now.
Yeah.
But okay, you were talking about cornerback. You were talking about Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
Segue. Perfect segue. How about them Dallas Cowboys picking up a fantastic quarterback in
Stephon Gilmore. Yeah, and we'll just chat about the Cowboys here for a minute.
I was very happy about that.
Stephon Gilmore, you guys re-signed Van Der Esch as well, and then the big cut that everyone's been waiting for. How are you guys feeling about it?
Well, I will say overall, I am pleasantly pleased with everything that Dallas has done so far this offseason. We've restructured a shit ton of deals, including Michael Gallup, DeMarcus Lawrence. Let's see here. Yeah, Michael Gallup, DeMarcus Lawrence, and a couple other people. I predicted that we needed to re-sign Tony Pollard, Leighton Vander Esch, and Donovan Wilson. We re-signed 2 of them and tagged 1 of them. Fired Kellen Moore. Perfect. It's unfortunate to me as an Ohio State fan and as a big fan of Ezekiel Elliott, but this needed to be done. He's just too much money. I understand he wanted to take a cut. He was willing to take a cut, but it probably was not going to be enough to warrant him having a spot on the 53-man roster. It's unfortunate. He'll find a home. I do not see him being a free agent when the season kicks off, but it had to happen.
That's where you and I disagree. Who is willing to take him at the physical condition that he currently is in?
The Saints.
The Saints have a running back already. They don't need Ezekiel Elliott.
But the Saints are really good at having a double-headed running back system with a power running back and a speedster.
But at the same time, Zeke is not Zeke anymore. He's not even half of what he was.
Watch him sign with Philly.
Ever since he got injured, he hasn't been the same.
Watch him go to Philly.
And that's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate thing is that, yes, injuries have really plagued his career. And I mean, I don't see him going to a contender. I don't see it. And you might be right. He may go to the Saints. But I mean, the Saints are probably going to win their division next year. But I mean, I personally do not see him going to a contender.
Here's my prediction. I predict he'll go to somebody in the NFC South. One of those 4 teams he will get picked up by.
Who would it be? Tampa? I think Tampa let their running back go. They let Fournette go and then Ronald Jones go. And I can
make a case. A case can be made for all 4 of those teams to pick someone like Zeke up.
Also, speaking of Zeke, I just saw this from Warren Sharp here from Sharp Football. I knew Zeke has gotten a lot of money from you guys. Like, I get that. Like, that was unbelievable. It wasn't like the highest running back contract ever at this time. I didn't realize that he was the second highest career earnings for a running back through 2022 in history.
Yep.
Number 1 is Adrian Peterson at 103 million career earnings. Zeke is number 2 at 70.7. And then it goes down from there. We're like Edgerrin James at 68.9, Frank Gore at 63.3, Reggie Bush at 63.2, LaShawn McCoy at 63.1, Emmitt Smith at 61.3, LT at 56.9, and Marshawn Lynch at 56.8. I had no idea Zeke was number 2 all time. That's wild. That's a wild statistic to me.
And at the time, he deserved the money. I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit too much, but he deserved every single dollar on that paycheck. And then he got injured. And then he gained weight. And he couldn't lose that weight. And the injuries kept nagging him. And then he just wasn't as athletic anymore.
Watch him go to Philly. I'm gonna keep saying it. Watch him go to Philly.
Gonna pull a DeMarco Murray?
Basically. going to pull a DeMarco Murray. I mean, they don't have Miles Sanders. They still have Kenneth Gainwell. They can bring Zeke in to be like their power back, you know? I think that could be a fit.
That might actually make me cry a little bit. Honestly, honest to God, that might make me cry.
Because it goes from a team that you love to a team that you hate more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will. Damn. I don't know what I'd do.
Right.
That would hurt way more than DeMarco Murray. Way more.
I didn't know either of you guys at the DeMarco Murray one. How much did that hurt you guys?
It didn't hurt me at all. Sorry, it really didn't. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. I like the guy, but it really didn't hurt me as much.
It didn't hurt me in the sense of himself. It hurt me in the sense of, man, this potential Super Bowl winning team is dissolving right in front of my eyes.
Well, look on the bright side. At least DeMarco Murray's time in Philly was a complete waste of time.
And his time in Tennessee was a complete waste of time, too.
He was okay in Tennessee.
I was more hurt when we let go of Dan Bailey.
Yeah, which still to this day doesn't make any sense to me why we did it.
It doesn't.
Because we haven't been able to find a damn kicker since.
Yeah. You guys are cursed, just like Indianapolis is cursed with quarterbacks.
Yep.
Also, I know before we started the show, Ricky, you told me about this time you need to leave. Is that still accurate? Or you want to throw any last thoughts out on stuff?
I got a couple of more minutes. I think the biggest thing next to Aaron Rodgers is Lamar Jackson.
I know, right? This is wild.
He will move. He will move. I do not see him in a Baltimore uniform.
Here's the issue, Jacob. He has no agent.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to give him.
Hold on, his mama is his agent.
He's got an agent. His mama.
No. The biggest issue is he does not have an agent. He's not going to get the money that Deshaun Watson. He is wanting the money Deshaun Watson got. And I in some ways, I don't blame him. But at the same time, think about this. If he gets the same money Deshaun Watson gets, every agent that every player has in the NFL needs to fire their agent and become their own agent. Because that's what it's all about. You have an agent for a reason. It baffles my mind. There is a reason you have people in place. I'll give you a prime example. There is a buddy of mine who is in the minor leagues of Major League Baseball. He's not really a close buddy or anything like that, but I do consider him a friend.
Ben.
And me and him Ben Madison. Me and him do talk. We are very cool. I love that dude. Ben Madison has people in place. He has an agent. He has a finance manager. He has all these people in place to help him succeed. Lamar Jackson does not have that. There's a reason you have an agent. You have someone that has to represent you, and no, it can't be your mother. Your mother cannot go up in front of the owners. My baby deserves this.
My son deserves all the money.
My son deserves the $200 million, and I wiped his ass and changed his diapers. I know he's worth it. His shit didn't even stink whenever he was a baby. You can't.
I will say, about 4 hours ago, Jeremy Fowler over at ESPN did tweet out that the Ravens are involved in the free agent quarterback market. So even the Ravens organization is uncertain on what the hell's happening with Lamar Jackson right now.
It's because he's out there looking for a deal, and he's not going to find it. It's just not going to happen. Not without an agent. If he had an agent, the deal would have been done months ago. But the problem is he does not have an agent. He does not have anybody to represent him. That's why you have an agent. And so you have to have these people in place. That's part of it. Otherwise, what's the deal of having an agent? I promise you, if he gets that $200 million deal, not one single NFL player will have an agent from here on out. It's not going to happen. Then what's the point of paying about 10% of your salary to an agent if Lamar can just do it by himself? It's not going to happen.
We've seen other players, negotiate for themselves and it work out well. There's a few cases where it's done that. Richard Sherman was obviously a very notable one that people always like to talk about because of his high level IQ and stuff. This dude's a genius.
Richard Sherman wasn't a quarterback.
No, you're right. You're right. Roquan Smith, he's actually another one who recently got the bag from Baltimore, ironically enough, and he represented himself. But, Lamar being in the position that he's in where he is a quarterback and it's the most obviously highest paid position in the NFL. Look, I definitely think a deal is going to get worked out, obviously, some way or somehow, and it's going to be thanks to him and I guess his mother, right? It's going to happen. We all know it is. It's going to happen. But the point is, this would have already been done a long time ago if he simply had an agent. An agent would have already had this taken care of, in my opinion. It would not be dragging out to the extent that it is. It just wouldn't. So that's where the kind of the issues are playing into it, honestly. Also, Ricky, one thing I wanted to shout out for you because I know how much you just absolutely, love all the conversation with Aaron Rodgers, as you stated earlier in the show. You just love talking about it. You love hearing about it. Here's something I just noticed from Albert Breer about 5 hours ago that he put out here on Twitter. A stroke of genius in the Packers contract with Aaron Rodgers. His $58.3 million option bonus can be exercised at any point between now and September 1st. So Green Bay has all the time in the world to trade Aaron Rodgers. So we could potentially be dealing with this for a little while. I don't think it's going to last that long, but just the potential idea that this could take some time, if the Packers aren't going to get what they want out of it, that's kind of scary.
July, that's going to be the month.
Oh,
Before two-a-days start.
Man, this needs to get done immediately.
For my psychological sake, yes, it needs to be done like now, like tomorrow, 5 minutes from now.
That'd be great.
Sorry, boys, but it's just too much publicity. Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, and the Packers are going to be milking this for quite some time.
And they're going to do all this to what? Not win a Super Bowl.
Also, shout out to the fact that Juju signs with New England, and it was the exact same contract that Jacoby Myers got with the Raiders that New England wouldn't give Jacoby.
Yeah. And honestly, they aren't getting much more. I would take Jacoby just strictly on age.
Yeah, I would too. Also, man, Darren Waller also getting traded for a bag of balls to New York. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. In the conversation that's been coming out after that trade of where it's like Waller had a beef with McDaniels, that McDaniels, basically put out there into the public world that Waller and Kelsey, whatever her last name was, Plum, I think, were getting married when that was supposed to be a very private thing and everything. Like, no one knew that the wedding was even happening, and McDaniels outed it and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just little shit like that that continues to come out, and just dumb fucking decisions where it's like, Ricky, I know you've really chimed in on this pretty hard. Jacob, me and you have also chimed on this. Ricky, you've been the most vocal about it, I feel like. But like, Josh McDaniels doesn't need to be a fucking head coach. He's just, we've seen it fail before with Denver. We've seen just like multiple things happen time and time again. This dude's just not a good people person where he can be a fucking head coach. Like, if this guy's gonna get fired in like a fucking year, in my opinion. Like, I think he's just a failure of a head coach. Great coordinator, sure, but a failure of a head coach because I don't think he's the right sort of people person for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe that I got.
Yeah, he should have just stuck to being a coordinator. I get it. You want to try to prove yourself again. Try to correct the mistakes that you made at another organization. But let's just be real. He was a head coach at Denver. He was a head coach at Oakland. Those are two of the biggest dumpster fire organizations in the entire NFL.
And I will restate my opinion that the only good coach to come from the Belichick coaching tree is Nick Saban, and will probably only ever be Nick Saban.
Amen to that, guys. Well, never mind. Lane Kiffin was already a seasoned coach. Never mind.
Also, Tyler threw out in chat 10 minutes ago. I just saw it because I was on another tab. Sanders to Carolina proves they're going with AR first overall, and he put hashtag daily AR update because he's just trying to piss me off.
Hey, man, again, even the scouts at the combine were saying he looks good.
This is. I don't. Okay, I got to be done for the day, guys. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. What are we doing? Are you kidding me?
Look, Carolina's a poverty franchise. They're going to get Anthony Richardson. It's going to happen.
And you know what? My mock draft 3.0 was going to have them take C.J. Stroud, number 1 overall.
That was my
that
original thought process,
That makes
too.
the most sense. For the Carolina Panthers, that makes the most sense to me.
Yep.
But now I'm going to say 3.0 because Carolina is so stupid, they're going to take Anthony Richardson. It's going to happen.
Whichever team gets CJ, they have to pair him with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Way over Quentin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But here's something
I think
else,
Quentin's
though.
still going to fall. I'm still feeling Quentin's going to fall.
Hang on though. But what if the Chicago Bears keep that number 9 pick and draft Jackson Smith or however you pronounce his damn name with Justin Fields?
Jigba, is that right?
In Jigba.
Jackson
Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith
Jigba. Okay,
in Jigba.
Jumanji.
Okay.
Jumanji.
Whoa, calm down.
Ninjamanji. So, but I'm just saying. I know they got DJ Moore, but would that make a little sense?
I think the Bears take Quentin Johnson over Jackson.
Oh, I hope
to be
not.
honest,
Just
the way, just the scheme fit. I think they would take Quentin.
I mean, yeah, that does make sense. I just hope not. I don't want Quentin Johnson.
I will say one more thing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. I know mock draft 3.0 is next week.
Yep.
Jalen Carter is probably going to fall from grace after all this stuff going on.
I've been hearing the exact opposite.
Really? Because man, I'm feeling like he's gonna fall.
The exact opposite, that he may drop out of the top 5, but will remain in the top 10.
Top 10 possibly, but I'm saying top 20 now. Top 20, somewhere in the top 20. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, y'all have a good day, boys.
All right, man. You have a good one. No, when it comes to the Jalen Carter conversation, his pro day was not positive. His pro day was not positive, which is, and it makes me think that he is going to fall, and I'm kind of scared because if he falls to 9, I'm scared the Bears are going to grab him. And at this point, I don't think I want him anymore. I just don't. I don't want him anymore.
Really? You just don't want the bad publicity that comes with him?
I don't want the drama. I really don't.
Yeah.
Bears.
I get that.
The Bears have been in such a shit situation for so long, bro. Don't do anything to make it fucking stupid. And I don't think Ryan Poles would. I really don't. Ryan Poles, I feel like has got this ship going the right direction.
Yeah, I think your guys' your defense is good right now. I don't think you really need that many. I don't think you need too many more weapons on the defense. You guys need to focus on that offense. Get Justin Fields weapons.
I know. We got to focus on that offensive line, especially. You know, like that's a big one. We got to focus on the offensive line. Our offensive line needs fucking help, like bad.
Big time.
Which that guard that we signed, that's going to be an immediate starter. Obviously, we failed. We tried and failed at multiple tackles and have dropped the ball on all of them. But DeMarcus Walker liked that one a lot. We signed Travis Homer, as a backup running back, like that one. I actually like that one a lot, honestly. Nate Davis is the guard that we got. Pumped for that. And then, of course, TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edwards. I loved our starting linebacking core between those two and Sanford, who we already have. But, the fact that we failed at every point on the tackle position tells me we're drafting offensive linemen in the 9th. And I've seen some reports that the Bears may be also talking to Orlando Brown. And honestly, I don't really want him. I'll be real. I really don't want Orlando Brown.
Yeah. Well, I know, I think it was yesterday. I don't know if you saw this, but Adam Schefter was talking about how the Bears are going to be addressing offensive line in the draft. That's like their main goal is to address it in the draft, which makes sense because damn, is this draft class deep in guards and tackles.
Yo, facts. One thing I really would like to see the Bears grab, or like early in the second, is your boy from Ohio State at center, Luke. I would love to see us grab him. That's a wish list of mine. I also like the dude from Minnesota, or not Minnesota. There's a guy from Minnesota as a center, but I meant Wisconsin, Tippmann. I like Tippmann. Tippmann as well. because we need center help for sure. Sam Mustipher was like one of the worst graded centers in the NFL last year. Like it wasn't even close, and he was blocking everyone on Twitter that called him out with how bad he was. Also, where do you think Adam Thielen's going to sign?
Man, I don't know. I was really upset that
I was too.
the Vikings got rid of him.
He's such a feel good story. Why do you ever get rid of him? You know?
Exactly. And I thought he was going to be a Viking
For
till
life.
retirement.
Yeah. I saw a report that the Chiefs were interested. I saw where he's going to have a meeting with or a workout with Carolina. I hope he goes to the KC. Honestly, I really do. Send him over to Kansas City. Let him ring hunt. You know what I mean? Dude deserves it. I feel like he's still got a lot to take. I feel like he could be a weapon for Patrick Mahomes. I'll be real.
Yeah, because who they just let walk?
Juju.
Juju and somebody else, another wide receiver, they just let walk.
Not sure. Miles Sanders' deal is a 4-year deal, by the way. I'm not seeing numbers yet, but it's a 4-year deal.
A 4-year deal.
Yep. 4-year.
I mean,
deal.
he did have a pretty damn good.
He did. He had a very damn good year. Trying to see if there's any other breaking news. Oh, Sheldon Rankins lands a 1-year deal with the Texans. That's a big grab. But no, the Bears' offensive line is a big one that we have to focus on. And that 9th pick, like I said, I'm feeling Broderick Jones or Paris Johnson. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to doing mock draft. I got distracted by a comment. 3.0. I'm gonna go ahead and show the comment. I didn't realize that it. I don't even know when it was posted. Honestly, it was posted probably a little while ago. But shout out to Abad Dad. These dudes are so full of shit, just regurgitating old info or bad text, dude. Do you see the name of the show? It is called A Terrible Football Show. What did you expect coming in here? Like, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. We have a trash can for a logo. We're just having conversation, man. Conversation is all we have here. All right, you'll be okay. You'll sleep okay tonight. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
Sleep nice and comfortable.
Yeah, you'll have a good night. Don't worry about it, my friend. Don't worry about it. I do love me some hate comments though, especially on those TikToks and stuff. I have a good time with some of those. I really do, man. There was one the other day that just absolutely murdered me, where it was just like, this is why we shouldn't allow men to have podcast equipment. It was involving a take, I think, involving Forspoken versus Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that was something that John threw out there, and man, those were some comments. I had a good time with those. I had a good time. Where I even responded on that one. It's like, terrible takes is what we're known for. It's what we do. We're just sharing.
That is the brand.
That is the brand, like, of bad takes, man. We're just sharing our thoughts. We're having conversations, okay? We're not trying to be a news source per se. We're just trying to have conversations. That's the point of podcasting, is to have conversations. Let's see. You got anything else off the top of your head that we need to shout out here?
I think we touched pretty much all the
main things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel so upset if I go inside here soon and I'm just like, damn, forgot about that.
Next week.
I know. Browns released Jadeveon Clowney. Shout out to that. Saw that one coming though.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Yeah.
He is a bust from the get-go.
And he was first overall pick, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the same year. I'm pretty sure that was the same year that we picked up Dak and Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2015 draft? Either 2015 or 2016.
Right. Also, one thing that I definitely want to shout out, it happened, like 5 days ago, but you obviously went on a break, but I just thought it was really cool, is, definitely big shout out to Geno Smith. forgetting his moment, where he got to be up there holding the jersey and stuff after he signed a big contract extension. Dude deserves it, man. Dude, I love this dude at West Virginia. He was a fucking stud. It sucks it never worked out with the Jets or anything, but I'm glad the dude's getting his due. He's getting what's due to him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was such a cool shot, dude. You love to see those feel good stories. I'm also one guy that I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen to him in free agency is I'm looking forward to seeing where James Robinson's going to go. I loved him in Jacksonville. We traded him to New York. New York now released him. So I'm looking forward to seeing where he's going to go personally. Come on up to Chicago, man. I love that. Won't happen, but it'd be cool.
Go to Philly? Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, could go to Philly. Could see that one. No, the Bears do need. We got Travis Homer. That's cool and all, but it's like the Bears need to make the decision if we're going to be running with Khalil Herbert, which I think we probably would. But I know like Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus, they really want like explosiveness at the running back position. I saw a lot of conversation for Austin Eckler, who's seeking a trade. There's a part of me I would like it, but I don't think it's the right play. I just don't. I don't think.
Why not?
Too much money for what he's going to be wanting and what we'd be willing to pay. There's a reason, David, we let Monty walk.
I mean, he's kind of worth it though because he doesn't get injured.
I mean, I do love Eckler. I mean, if we got Eckler, I'd probably buy a jersey. Like I like Eckler a lot. I don't see Ryan Poles
Eckler
going
is more
forward.
Deserving of that money than David Montgomery.
I agree to that. I agree to that. I mean, I'm perfectly cool with Monty walking. I've never been sold on Monty. Never. From the moment we've drafted him to now, I thought he was okay. That's it. I thought he was okay, nothing more. I'm not even sold Khalil Herbert as our starter. That's why I'm kind of wondering what we're going to do at running back. Khalil Herbert's, he's all right.
Yeah, he's not the best though. But yeah. Travis Homer, I mean, he's had some twinkles, He's not too bad.
Yeah. No, lots to be excited for this upcoming season, though, for sure. And just honestly, over this next week, seeing what's all going to continue to move, see if we get this deal done with Aaron Rodgers. Probably won't, from the sound of it. Seeing where Zeke's going to go, that's going to be a thing. Is where the hell is Zeke's going to go?
Yep. Do you think Heineke's going to start?
Man, I've been thinking about that. I want him to, but I don't think he will. I think they're going to start with Desmond, or they're going to get a quarterback in the draft.
I mean, Heineke's already stated that he's cool with being a backup and everything. He's still being able to make money doing the thing that he loves the most. Play football.
Yeah, he talked about that. I was on PMS at Super Bowl week, right? Where he's just like, hey, bro, I don't care being a backup. It's the best job in the world. You get to pay this amount of money, you get to be in the NFL.
Let's be honest here. Desmond Ridder is not certain. He's not for certain.
Well, I like Desmond a lot. I don't think he's for certain at all in the NFL. I think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it might. Going into the draft, I didn't think he was going to be a 1 or 2nd year starter at all. I was hoping he was going to sit the bench at least behind Marcus Mariota for a couple years, but they already kicked Marcus Mariota to the curb. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm actually kind of curious about Marcus too. I wonder if Marcus will sign a backup job somewhere. Yeah, that's something else I'm kind of curious about.
I have been hearing rumors that if he does not sign anywhere this year and he ends up retiring, there's a couple people that have offered him a position as a quarterback coach.
I can see that. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sweet.
He's a former Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Whether or not he was able to produce in the NFL, that's a whole different story. But
right. I'm seeing some stuff in Bears Twitter right now where it's like, Chicago, do you still want Jalen Carter after news of his poor pro day? And the main guy I like to follow, Eric Lambert, he's like, I didn't want him before that. Which, all right, fair enough.
Not a lot of people did, but the only reason why he was high on draft stocks was just because of his talent.
Right.
That's it. But his attitude and his character, it doesn't sit well with a lot of people within the NFL.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up the show because I did order my Wingstop while we were doing the show, and it will be here soon. And I'm pretty pumped. I'm really excited for some wings. Yeah, we debuted our new intro song earlier. Shout out to that, but I did not add it to the board for our outro, so that's my fault. So we're going to have a little throwback here with the old old intro song for just today. I'll add the new song to the board for next week to close out the show. So, Jacob, do you have any last thoughts that you want to shout out to the world?
Free agency is the best time of the off season.
Love it. Love that in the draft, man. I can't wait for draft night. Round one,
Same.
baby. I'm so freaking excited. You know, the draft show was one of our best shows we ever did last year, and I'm so pumped to do it again for the second time. Like, I'm so excited to do a live stream for the full first round of the draft, man. It was an absolute blast last year, and now we get to add you to it for the full show. We get to add Ricky to it. I'm pumped. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Yeah, I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No, but I'm good.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you for everyone that stopped by and chat with us. Tyler, Steve, and this guy that says that we're full of shit. I appreciate you, man. You'll sleep well tonight. Trust me, my friend. We appreciate you, absolutely. No, genuinely, I'll be completely real when it comes to people coming in with hate comments on anything, any of our content. I actually do appreciate them for stopping by, because at least you stop by and you listen. You know, that's my thing. People are listening to the content. If you hate it, hey, that's cool, bro. I hate some of my content too. Like, we're on the same page, my friend. We're on the same page. I appreciate you for stopping by, though. That's the main thing. I'm being very sincere when I say that. But yeah, season 3 of ATFS. So excited to be here for it. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to the season actually starting here soon. Looking forward to 3.0 next week and more draft talk to happen leading up to the first round. It's going to be incredible. Live stream for it. It's going to be sick. Check out Agent Inc. Check out Rogue Energy. Show us some support there. We would appreciate that 1,000,000%. With all that said, until next time, guys, have a good one. See you.